Hey everybody, thanks for having me. Excited to be here this year, our very first time at the QSR Brand Insider Summit. My name is Mathieu, Senior Sales Director for Webtoon Advertising. A little bit about me, I'm half Chilean, half Cuban. I love karaoke, so hopefully we do some of that tonight. And I have a 2-year-old daughter at home who is amazing, hilarious, and currently biting kids at school, so that's fun. But excited to be here to tell you a little bit more about what we do, who our company is, Webtoon Entertainment, and why it pertains to you. My guess is that a majority of you probably have never heard of our company, nor our platforms, but I promise you that Gen Z has. So we're going to move this along. Again, we are Webtoon Entertainment. We're a global entertainment company. We are a public company, and we are a storytelling network built on community. I'm going to show you this quick video here, and then we'll get into it. So hopefully by the end of this 10-minute presentation, you'll recognize why we think Webtoon Entertainment and our 2 social platforms are places that you should be talking to Gen Z. We have over 155 million global monthly active users across our platforms. Roughly 75% of our audience falls into that Gen Z cohort. And we are, again, a social network based on storytelling. Storytelling is our superpower. These are our 2 social platforms. On the left, we have Webtoon. This is our webcomic platform. We pioneered the vertically scrolling webcomic format. By the way, I'm a loud person, so if this is super loud, forgive me, I get excited. Webtoon, digital webcomics. And then on the left, or on the right, excuse me, you see Wattpad. This is our web novel platform. So this is fully prose, no graphics. All of the content that are on these platforms is 100% user-generated content. We have users from all over the world that come to our platforms to put up their stories that they've created. We have democratized storytelling. No longer do people have to go the traditional route of trying to find an agent, taking years for their story to get published. Now they can upload their content and their stories for anybody around the world to read and to fall in love with. Again, storytelling is our superpower. On average, we're seeing around 30 minutes of engagement across both platforms, but this is deep, deep engagement. These are not our users' second screens. They're not flipping through short-form content while talking to their friends or watching TV. They are deeply engaged with the stories that are on these platforms. They've fallen in love with the creators, over 25 million of which we have globally on our platforms, that are creating evergreen content every single day. And it spans genre. We're talking romance, we're talking fantasy, sci-fi, slice of life, you name it. Webtoon Entertainment isn't just disrupting Gen Z pop culture, we are Gen Z pop culture. The stories that are created on our platforms are being adapted into feature films and Netflix series, Prime Video series. I don't know if my friends from Tubi who were here yesterday are still here, but we recently worked with Tubi. Sideline, the quarterback Bad Boy and Me that you see there, is the #1 original title ever produced on Tubi, ever shown on Tubi. We drove the most viewers to Tubi based off of that title, and that title started as a Wattpad story. All of these Netflix series or other feature films that you're seeing here, and these are just a handful of them, started as a story on either Webtoon or Wattpad, created by users, Gen Z users. So let's start with Quarterback Bad Boy and Me, so you see what that looks like. The author was named Tay Marley. She uploaded the story to Wattpad back in 2017, Quarterback Bad Boy and Me. It's had over 32 million reads on the platform. Tubi saw the audience that was on our platform and said, hey, if we adapt this into a feature film, that audience is going to come to our channel and they're going to want to watch that, and we're going to drive a whole new audience. And that's exactly what they did. Again, it was the #1 premiering film on their channel. And then it finds its way into culture, right? These stories become a part of Gen Z culture. Tens of millions of impressions across different social platforms. for that title. And this has happened for multiple titles on our platforms. When we work with brands, we like to say, don't interrupt the story. It's about becoming a part of the story. Our platforms have massive, massive Gen Z fandoms. Fans and communities that are obsessed with their creators, with the influencers that are writing the stories that they love on a daily basis. We see the best performance and the most success for brands that come in and want to become a part of that story, want to integrate into that story. Our creators are ambassadors. They can take your messaging and your language and share their brand love for your QSR restaurants with their communities. And we do it in countless ways, but it really starts with the content that we're doing on our platforms. Want to share some information about the love for food. Obviously, Gen Z loves food. They love going to QSR spots like yours. Just a little bit for some taste here. On Wattpad, users have spent over 1.4 million minutes in the last 30 days reading stories tagged food, restaurant, or fast food. On Webtoon, we have a whole title called Just Pancakes. It's about a pancake restaurant, has over 25 million reads. We can target contextually across both of these platforms. We can target creators. We can target content. We just did a giant 2025 audience study across both of our platforms. 92% of Wattpad users rank dining out as the second highest leisure activity they spend money on, and 94% of Webtoon users rank dining out as the #1 leisure activity they spend on. So you know that they are spending money at your restaurants. This is the audience that we humbly believe you should be speaking to and getting in front of. So wanted to share some big ideas with you to get a sense of how we work with partners. It's always a two-pronged approach. We feel that when brands integrate into stories from a branded content perspective, and then of course support that with our high impact media that we run on both platforms, that's going to get the most success, going to garner the most success from our community. So we put a few fun ideas just so you can get a sense of that. We have a very small portion of both platforms that are behind a paywall. It's our premium content that users that spend a little bit of money get access to early. What if we unlocked an entire romance category sponsored by Domino's? We're going to call those the cheesy rom-coms, right? Cheesy rom-coms, a really fun, unique way to get Domino's Pizza in front of our community, to have that kind of one-on-one, one-to-one with the cheesy, the rom-com, the play on words. We love coming up with this kind of content for our partners, whether it's a sponsorship, whether it's a writing contest with our users, whether it's brand integration into a creator story. We're always thinking of these fun ideas for partners. What about Buffalo Wild Wings? The Inspire brands are here. We thought, hey, Hank is their mascot. Hank is awesome. We see him in those commercials. Why don't we lean into our Webtoon creators that draw incredible content on a daily basis, have them incorporate Hank into their own Webtoons, have a kind of a treasure hunt where users are literally going through different stories trying to locate Hank within these original Webtoons that our creators are drawing on a daily basis. We just recently did a giant campaign with Capcom where we did just that. We had creators on Webtoon create content based off of their IP. They told us after 30 days it had gotten nearly 3x return on their investment on our platform. So a really cool, unique activation on Webtoon. And then Taco Bell, let's talk about that, or really any of your restaurants, folks. We have an award ceremony on Wattpad called the Watties, where we celebrate our creators. We celebrate those titles that have seen a ton of success across our platform. We typically do this in a giant conference room. We're at our offices. What if we did it in a Taco Bell location? And what if all the categories were listed on packets of hot sauce? Some really fun, unique ways that are not only PR worthy, get the story out there, but really bring build that brand love across our Gen Z community on our platforms. A couple of case studies for you, not just making it up. We've worked with some of the best in the biz, including McDonald's. McDonald's came to us and said, hey, we want to lean into and support the APAC community on your platforms. So we had a campaign run called Drawing on Heritage, where a few Asian American Pacific creators on our platforms created webcomics that incorporated McDonald's into it, but really showcased and shared their heritage and their background. And this was a super unique and thoughtful campaign that we really love doing with McDonald's. And Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons had a new cold brew that was coming out. They wanted to do a choose your own adventure with a couple of our Canadian creators. So we found a couple of Canadian creators to write stories that incorporated Tim Hortons. So these are just a couple of the case studies that we've run with, that we have with QSR, like yourselves. Would love to have more conversations with you so you can learn a little bit more, some of our advertising partners over the years. And then don't just take our word for it. I know I'm up here, prognosticating. Is that a word? Sure. I know I'm up here doing that. That's what I'm here for. I love this stuff. I love storytelling. But take the word of arguably the biggest storytelling company in the world. Disney has seen what our platforms are doing. They see how we're ingrained in culture. They see how much Gen Z is here. Yes, Gen Z still reads. And they said, we want to be a part of it. So back in September, they acquired a 2% stake in our company and have agreed to create this brand new platform with Webtoon. We're currently showcasing their IP on Webtoon. It's the first time Disney's content has been in this vertically scrolling format, which is really cool. And then actually just like 2 weeks ago, we announced another partnership with Warner Brothers. So companies that are out there, storytelling companies, are seeing what we're doing in the webcomic and web novel space, and they want to be a part of it. So don't just listen to us, listen to Disney. Appreciate the time. Excited to be here. I've met a lot of you. This is a super fun conference, and thank you for letting us be a part of it. If you have any questions, come up, ask me afterwards. I'm going to throw this one out. It's a big one, but for any of our partners here who are interested in you test and learn on our platforms, we're offering up to $50,000 in added value. So just come talk to me, and I'll let you know more about that.
Wow. All right, man.
Thank you.